I am 26, and I ended my relationship last week because my girlfriend refused to accept that I was allowed to be unavailable. Her name is Paige. We were together for almost 2 years. At the beginning, she was affectionate and attentive. She sent good morning messages. She remembered small details. She made me feel wanted. Then wanting me turned into monitoring me. It started with double texts. If I did not answer within 10 minutes, she would send another message. Then another. Soon 10 minutes became 2. If I was cooking, showering, driving, or talking to someone, my phone would fill with messages. Where are you? Why are you ignoring me? Who are you with? Answer me. If I replied after 5 minutes, she would ask why it took so long. If I explained, she said I was making excuses. I started carrying my phone everywhere, even into the bathroom. I told her it was becoming too much. She said, I just love talking to you. I said, talking is different from requiring an immediate response. She answered, if replying to me feels like work, maybe you do not love me. That became her standard answer. Every boundary meant I loved her less. Every delay meant I was hiding something. Every request for space became proof that another woman existed. There was no other woman. There was barely any space left for me. Paige knew I had a complicated family. My parents separated when I was young. My mother moved away and remarried. I stayed with my father. A few years later, my mother had another son, Noah. Noah is now 17. We were never close. I saw him during holidays and occasional summer visits, but we did not grow up together. He wanted us to have the kind of relationship full brothers have. I understood that, but I could not manufacture a childhood we never shared. Paige thought I should try harder. At first, I agreed. I called him more. I invited him to play games online. I sent birthday gifts. Most conversations were awkward, but I kept trying. Then Noah started demanding more. If I missed a call, he sent angry messages. If I went a week without contacting him, he posted vague comments online about people who abandoned family. He tagged relatives. He told cousins I acted embarrassed by him. None of that was true. I simply did not feel close to him. That distinction made everyone uncomfortable. My mother said, he looks up to you. Paige said, you are the older brother. Be mature. I asked what being mature required. Apparently constant availability. Just like with Paige, the two of them connected online. At first I thought that might help. Paige encouraged Noah. She told him he deserved more effort from me. He told her I had always kept him at a distance. Soon they were discussing me without me. If I did not reply to Paige, she asked Noah whether I was online. If I ignored Noah's messages, he asked Paige what I was doing. They called it concern. I called it surveillance. One Saturday, I went hiking with 2 friends. I told Paige where I was going. I told her reception would be poor. I said I would message when we returned. 3 hours later, I reached an area with service. I had 57 messages. Most were from Paige. Some were from Noah. Paige had contacted my friends, my father, and my coworker. Noah had posted that I disappeared whenever people needed me. I called Paige. She answered by shouting, "Where were you?" I said, "Exactly where I told you I would be." She said, "You could have found a way to answer." I replied, "I should not have to prove I am alive every hour." She started crying. Then Noah called while I was still speaking to her. I declined it. He immediately posted, "Some people only care about family when it makes them look good." That was the first moment I understood they were feeding each other's worst behavior. I told Paige she needed to stop involving my family in our arguments. She said Noah deserved someone who listened. I said, "Then listen to him. Do not use him to monitor me." She accused me of being cold. I asked her to imagine how she would feel if I contacted her sister every time she did not answer. She said, "That is different." I asked why. She said, "Because I do not make people worry." That was not true. She created the worry, then blamed me for it. A week later, I turned my phone off during a job interview. Paige knew about the interview. It lasted 40 minutes. When I turned my phone back on, I had missed calls, messages, and a voicemail from my mother. Paige had told her I might be in danger. My mother contacted Noah. Noah contacted my father. By the time I called everyone, they were angry at me. Not at Paige. At me. My mother said, "You know how anxious she gets?" I said, "Her anxiety does not give her ownership of my time." She replied, "You could have sent one message." I had. I sent it before the interview. Nobody cared. That evening, Paige came to my apartment. She demanded to see my phone. I refused. She said, "Then you are hiding something." I told her my phone was private. She laughed. "Private from your girlfriend?" I said, "Yes, partners still get privacy." She told me people in committed relationships should not need secrets. I answered, "Privacy is not a secret." She reached for the phone anyway. I moved it away. Then she said, "If you loved me, I would never have to ask." That sentence ended something for me. I had heard it too many times. From her, from my mother, from Noah, love always meant surrendering another piece of myself. Nobody ever asked what loving me required. I told Paige to leave. She thought I meant for the night. I said, "No, I am ending this." She went silent. Then the messages began before she even reached her car. Apologies, insults, promises, accusations. She said I had used her. She said I would regret losing the only person who truly cared. Then she wrote that she might hurt herself if I blocked her. I called her sister. I sent screenshots. I told her sister to check on Paige. Then I blocked Paige. That was not cruelty. It was the first boundary I actually enforced. Noah reacted within an hour. He posted that I had abandoned another person. He said I destroyed Paige because I could not handle being loved. He created a group chat with cousins and added me. I left. He added me again. I blocked him. He made another account. I blocked that too. My mother called and said I was punishing a teenager. I said, "He is harassing me." She replied, "He is hurt." I said, "Being hurt does not make every action acceptable." She told me family required patience. I answered, "Patience is not unlimited access." Then Paige and Noah started posting screenshots. They shared messages where I had asked for space. They removed the parts where they had threatened, accused, or insulted me. To strangers, I looked uncaring. People I barely knew sent messages calling me selfish. A cousin told me to just apologize so the drama would stop. I asked, "Apologize for what?" She said, "For making them feel abandoned." That was the turning point. Everyone wanted me to accept blame because I was the calmest person involved. Apparently, the person who reacts least is expected to carry the most. I saved everything: messages, voicemails, fake accounts, threats. I told my mother I would not attend the next family gathering if Noah was there. She said I was dividing the family. I said, "No. I am refusing to walk into a room with someone who keeps attacking me." She asked how we were supposed to repair the relationship if I stayed away. I said repair required both people to stop causing damage. Noah had not stopped. Paige had not stopped. The rest of the family simply wanted me to absorb it quietly. 3 days later, Paige's sister contacted me. She said Paige was safe. She also apologized. She had seen the messages. She said Paige had always struggled with abandonment, but this had gone too far. She asked whether I would speak to Paige one final time. I said no. She understood. That was the first person who did not ask me to sacrifice my boundary to prove I had compassion. My father supported me too. He said, "People can miss you without being entitled to you." I wish someone had said that years ago. Noah does deserve a brother who cares. Paige did deserve reassurance in a relationship, but neither of them deserved constant access to me. They both treated distance as betrayal. They both believed pressure would create closeness. It did the opposite. Every new demand made me want less contact. Every public accusation made trust harder. Every threat turned affection into obligation. I have not spoken to Paige in 8 days. I have not spoken to Noah in 6. My phone is quiet. The silence feels strange. Part of me still expects the screen to light up with another emergency I'm supposed to solve. My mother says I will regret cutting Noah off. Maybe I will. He is young. He may change. But I cannot teach him that harassment works by rewarding it with access. Paige may also get help. I hope she does. That does not mean I need to be there while it happens. People keep asking whether I could have handled this more gently. Maybe. I could have replied faster, explained more, reassured them again, but I had already done all of that. The problem was never that they did not understand my boundary. The problem was that they did not accept it. So I am done arguing about whether I loved them enough. Love should not require 24-hour access. Family should not require accepting harassment. And someone threatening to fall apart when you leave does not automatically make staying the right thing. Was I wrong to block both of them at once? Or was cutting contact the only answer they were willing to hear?